What's up, everybody? We have a treat for you today. We are going to be playing Concession Golf Club in Bradenton, Florida. Jack Nicklaus and Tony Jacklin design. Named after the famous 1969 Ryder Cup where Jack and Tony Jacklin famously decided to call it a tie, which is why they call it Concession. Jack Nicklaus decided to concede the final match to the Europeans, which was a tie. I think the Americans have won like a ton of tournaments in a row. It's 1969 or 1979. But anyways, so when Tony Jacklin was building this course in Florida, he decided to ask Jack Nicklaus, who was one of the hottest golf course designers at the time, to come help him design the course with him. So that's why they call it Concession. It's a really famous course. Not a lot of pro golf is played there. So I don't know a ton of it from a strategy perspective, but looking at the pictures online, it looks insane. Looks like an awesome course. Obviously down there in Florida. So we're going to see what it looks like and see what we can shoot today. All right, this first hole at Concession, 414 yard, par 4. Thought about hitting driver here, but decided to go with a 3-wood. Didn't want to mess with that bunker up there. So kind of yanked the 3-wood left, but just barely stayed out of this bunker. Set up a pretty easy second shot. You want to be on the left side here for this pin, just for the angle. Took my time here. Put this one close, or so I thought, but these greens are crazy firm. This rolled like 20-some feet past the hole. I couldn't believe it, but it's kind of set the tone for the rest of the round. Everything is really fast, at least whenever you're approaching the green. Was scared here, left this putt way short. But able to make this one. Save par on the first hole. But yeah, I was kind of surprised at how firm this green was. So, and there is 2 Concession courses on the golf club or PGA Tour 2K21. I played the one that has the word "the" at the beginning, the Concession Golf Club. I believe this is a LiDAR course. It looked better from the reviews and the amount of times it's been played and everything. So I decided to go with this one, and I was really happy. Some of the greens, on courses that aren't made by, the game itself, sometimes can be a little bit wonky, but it wasn't too bad on this course. Everything was pretty playable, pretty puttable. Put this one really close here. Kind of club down so that, I'd allow it to roll out a little bit. This putt breaks a ton at the end. Thought I was going to miss it left, and it swerved back there at the end. So, first birdie of the day. We'll take it. But yeah, I'll be really curious to see, the guys playing this this week on tour, because, this isn't somewhere they usually stop. They usually play at Chapultepec, which I'm going to do a video on Chapultepec as well. I already filmed it, but I'll let you guys decide what you think is a better course from a video game perspective. I think that Concession is definitely pretty much the polar opposite of Chapultepec. It's in Mexico City. This is like a super private course, super well maintained. A lot of people say it's the best maintained course in all of Florida. And Chapultepec is like, kind of like, going to play your local muni course. It's shorter. It's really tight. It's got a million trees, but it's shorter and kind of the polar opposite of this course. I kind of chunked that chip, but it rolled out a ton all the way to the pin. I guess I should have just told you guys I meant to do that, because it ended up working pretty good. But missed that putt, kind of rushed it, gave it too much break, but able to tap in for par on a super easy par 5. Yeah, so Concession is, one of those courses you don't get to see a ton, but you hear a lot about. I'll be excited to watch the guys play it on tour this week. It's supposed to be really, really, really difficult. So there may be some guys on tour complaining about how hard it is. It's kind of unique. It's a Jack Nicklaus design with Tony Jacklin, but Jack Nicklaus, most of his courses are in neighborhoods. So this is I think it's actually the only course that Jack Nicklaus did that's not part of a residential development. So a lot of Jack's courses take a lot of heat because they are kind of money grabs and don't know how much he has to do with actually building the course. But in this case, him and Tony Jacklin did build this course, and there's no houses around it. So they were able to give it some teeth, a lot of water, and a lot of bunkers. So it's a really difficult course. It's definitely a place where a lot of players play. It's in Bradenton, Florida, which is just a little bit south of Tampa. But yeah, you make sure whenever you're playing this course, give yourself room for the ball to roll out. See here, I yanked it left, but gave myself enough room to, and this rolled all the way off the green. So, but chip and a putt. I was hoping I was going to chip this one in, but I think it rolled past just a little bit. Yeah, I see it rolled out again, but you got to be ready for that on this course. I wish that this course was on the the career mode section, but anyways. All right, this par 3, 187 yards. Got pretty good bunkering around this right side of the green, kind of protecting it. This right pin, so I'm assuming this is probably the toughest pin on this hole. I bailed out to the left. My swing was really fast this early part of the round, which is what I've been having a tendency to do recently, and I end up missing everything long left, which happens in real life too. Tried to chip this one in as well. This one was really, really close, but what was that? I don't know what that was. All right, par 5 here. Smash driver. Tried to get extra scooshy on that one. On the par 5, try to get a little bit extra distance. Thought I was going to be able to get this one there with the 3 wood, but that 2 mile per hour wind in and 11 feet of elevation made this one come up short, but not bad from this bunker. Anytime you can get up by the green on a par 5 is better than leaving yourself short, because the half wedges in this game are so hard. Like if you have, anything inside of, I don't know, like 80 yards, and you're trying to take some off, it is almost impossible to get it perfect. This broke a ton. I cannot believe I made that, especially when I took like 2 seconds to read it only. But we'll take it. Birdie on a par 5. This hole's kind of weird. I'm curious to see this one in real life. It's a really hard dog leg. I'm curious how the guys are going to play it. I'm sure they will all just lay up right here. But it's kind of a crazy hole. Wonder what it looks like in real life. Because that water with the rocks looks really weird. See, here's one of those shots where I'm just very on the cusp of, the distance for my full lob wedge. And every time I try to do this and take some off, the speed is fast and I pull it way left and long. So I need to figure out something on those. But if I, start playing some online tournaments, I'm gonna have to figure that out, because I lose some strokes on that for sure. But that's all right, par. Not trying to break any course records here. But this is a crazy hole too. Definitely have to hit a fade to avoid that bunker. So I'm assuming a lot of guys will be laying up with 3 woods, but I decided to hit driver because why not? Pulled it, didn't fade enough in this bunker, but still have a pretty good shot to the pin. It's not too long, but don't think I give it enough respect from the sand here. It says 80 to 81%. I thought I had a lot of green to work with, so I figured I could get it back there on the front of the green and have it roll back, but I was way short. So I am in the sand a lot in this round, you'll find out. So got all my practice in for bunker shots. Left that one short, but yeah, those greenside bunker shots can be a little bit difficult to get the distance right, because you expect them to roll out a little bit longer, but sometimes they just kind of check up. Probably wasn't looking at, that was probably uphill more than I thought. All right, short par 4, only 394 yards, went with the driver. Right down the middle, smashed, 315 yards. All right, once again, trying to take some off of this lob wedge. Trying to give myself a little bit of room to the left in case I do pull it, which I do. But yeah, long and left again, name of the game. I need to figure that out. A lot of break on these greens, especially this one. But I think, oh no, I left this one just barely short, but right. Had the right idea. Putting definitely saves me more times than not in this game. All right, long par 3 here, 201 yards. Club down a lot on this one. Aimed about 20 yards short because I knew that it was going to roll out. But I thought this was going in the whole way, which would have been my first hole in one. No, that's not the hole. I must be thinking of a hole later on in this round, or maybe it was when I was playing Chapultepec. I probably should start filming these live when I'm playing them so I have more to talk about, but this is good for now. All right, I was pretty excited when I got to this hole. 330 yard, par 4, a little bit downhill. Tried to give it all the power, but it just got caught up by that rough there and rolled just short. Not bad. I was kind of hoping I'd get up on the green and let it start rolling, but just a little bit out of our wheelhouse at 330. So yeah, I always try to flop these instead of pitch because you can get them to stop faster once they get up there, but ball's a little bit above my feet. So, and the wind's off the right, so you need to aim a little bit right, but almost make this. Rolls a little bit past. Got a birdie putt though. Which I make. Man, that barely got there. Thirteenth hole, par 5. Should be able to get there in 2. I can't remember. All the tour players will be able to get there in 2. 545 yards is basically a par 4 for them. So yeah, the WGC is going to be here. I think it's just for 1 year, but Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler are still not qualified for the WGC, so they'll have to basically, they would have had to win at Riv, which I'm recording this before Riv finishes up. But right now Jordan Spieth's in 3rd, and they're on a win delay, which is kind of crazy. Had not seen that in a golf tournament in America before. We've seen it before at the at the British Open, presented by Her Majesty. Shout out to No Laying Up. And shout out to the Shotgun Start wearing the hat. Shout out to Andy and Brendan. But yeah, so Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler are still not qualified for the WGCs, which is just crazy. You know, they've been top 10 players ever since I started following golf and playing golf in 2013. So to see them both fall outside of, outside the top 50, which is what you need to be in the WGC, and Ricky's not even qualified for the Masters. Obviously, Spieth is, based on his win at the 2015 Masters, where he was winning pretty much every tournament he played in, it seems. But that was the first summer that I really got into golf, into the PGA Tour, and just watching him dominate. He's kind of one of the reasons I'm into golf as much as I am. We all thought he was going to be the next Tiger, but... All right, this par 3. Thought I hit a really good shot here, but rolled into this bunker, which is kind of a bummer. These par 3s out here are really, really long, so I was hoping I would get one. But tried to take a little bit off on this one and came back to my feet. So tried the same thing, barely got it up there this time, but this is going to be our bogey for the round. But on a 220-yard par 3, I would take bogey in real life in a heartbeat. I guess we bogeyed hole 9 too, but that was coming off of 3 straight birdies right there. So I was kind of on a heater, so that kind of slowed the mojo. But still 3 under through 14 right now. Not great, but got a short little par 4 right here. Last one down the middle. I'm using the TaylorMade, I think it's the Sim Max in the game right now. It's got a little bit extra distance and a little bit less forgiving, but it's a lot more forgiving than the clubs you start out with. So this is probably the best driver that I've played in the game. I tried out some of the longer ones that are not very forgiving, and you just punish so much in this game by missing the fairways. So I'd rather be a little bit shorter and have a little bit more accuracy, but this club's plenty long. Like you've seen me, I probably average on the game about 305 yards with rollouts and everything. I thought I made this putt, but double breaker, can't expect to make those. All right, hole 16. I'm trying to remember. There's a course in the career mode that one of the majors is at. I think it might be what they call. I can't remember what they call the Masters, like the Legends Classic or something. But it reminds me a lot of some of the holes on this course. So I may have to do some digging on that, see if that's supposed to be based off of some real golf holes, because this hole right here feels a lot like one of the ones that you play in that career mode, but who knows? All right, this looks like a straight putt, and it is. There you go. Not very often you get a straight putt, especially out here. At this course, these greens have been breaking a lot. All right. I guess I decided to hit 3-wood here. I don't remember doing that. Maybe I didn't realize I was doing that. I probably didn't. Probably just got up and hit it. Man, yeah, I should have hit driver. I would have been able to get up to the green in 2. But I think in the game they should give you some different options in terms of, like, the 3-wood carry in this game is 235. There's not a player on tour who only carries his driver 235. The drivers are fine, carrying them like 280. That's probably pretty average and everything, but a 3-wood only 235 kind of limits you from going for these greens in 2. I'm all for rolling it back in real life, but it just doesn't really reflect what the guys on the PGA Tour are doing. But I get why they do it. They don't want to have the attribute thing where, you know, in tournaments online, everybody's playing with different gear and everything. Kind of more like golf is in real life. 18th hole here. It seems like I always pull the drive on 18. Maybe I'm just ready to be done by this point. But luckily the fairway goes way over there on the left. And it actually gave me a really good angle to this pin, which is way tucked on the right side. All right, we're 5 under right now. That's not bad. Birdied the last 2. Trying to hit a big fade right here to get it back to that pin. This is a really cool green. Kind of reminds me of, I think it's 9 at Harbor Town, but Harbor Town's more dramatic. Oof, just barely didn't get it over that lip. Another bunker shot for me. Almost every single hole felt like I was in a bunker this round. But that was a pretty good one. See if I make this to finish up. Yep, 5 under round at Concession. Like I said, this is going to be tough for those guys this week on the PGA Tour. So let me know what you guys think, if you think that they should stay at Concession or if you think they should go back to Chapultepec. And if you haven't watched the Chapultepec video, I'm going to try to release them around the same time. So I'll include a link in this video with a link to the Chapultepec so you guys can decide for yourself which course you think they should be playing on the PGA Tour. I'll let you know I went a lot lower at Chapultepec, even though the fairways are super, super tight. That course is pretty dang easy, pretty short. So, but it does have some fun holes. I don't think it's necessarily the course that Concession is, but it's closer to the West Coast swing, which the guys are doing right now with, you know, the Phoenix Open, Torrey Pines, Pebble, and Riv. You know, they could just go to Mexico, but I think a lot of guys are going to be worn out after that. Maybe not go to the WGC that's all the way in Florida. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.